With every passing week on Friday Night SmackDown, Alexa Bliss has shown more and more signs of being under the control of the Fiend Bray Wyatt, with Alexa showcasing a very scary and intimidating look and presence over the past couple of weeks. And if new rumors prove to be true, the current plan behind the scenes in WWE is to eventually have Alexa Bliss turn into the women's division version of The Fiend, with Alexa reportedly set to have a complete change in appearance very soon. And while many fans had originally thought that Alexa Bliss was slowly turning into Sister Abigail, apparently Vince feels Alexa Bliss as a women's version of The Fiend would be far more interesting and allow for Bliss to have a big role all on her own as a new Fiend in WWE, and wreak havoc on the women's division in WWE. As many of you are likely aware, the WWE Draft this year is taking place very soon, beginning on the October 9th episode of Friday Night SmackDown, and concluding on the following October 12th episode of Monday Night Raw. And according to one of our sources, while the original plan was to have the Fiend Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss have a storyline where they are working together, perhaps even in some kind of a bizarre relationship storyline, we have been told that Vince is now planning to have Alexa Bliss drafted over to Monday Night Raw, with Alexa fully transforming into the women's version of the Fiend on Raw, with the reasoning behind the storyline being that the Fiend Bray Wyatt would essentially have control over both brands, with Bray Wyatt staying on SmackDown and Alexa Bliss dominating on Monday Night Raw. A new rumor has revealed that the Fiend Alexa Bliss will be ending Asuka's reign as the Raw Women's Champion in very short order once Bliss joins the Raw brand, with the intimidating Fiend Alexa then reigning supreme over the Raw brand as the seemingly unstoppable Raw Women's Champion. While Brock Lesnar's contract status with WWE is still very much in the air right now, one of our sources has mentioned that Vince McMahon has no intention of letting Brock Lesnar leave the company for the rival promotion AEW All Elite Wrestling, or even letting Lesnar return to the UFC. And apparently Brock Lesnar has already agreed with Vince on a new huge money contract with WWE for a big return in the very near future, and the reported reason for Lesnar being absent from WWE TV over the past several months following WrestleMania 36 was simply due to the ongoing global situation, and not because Lesnar had no interest in working with WWE anymore, because as we are sure most of you could likely imagine, Lesnar is reportedly very happy with the way the WWE have been treating him lately, with Lesnar only working a few dates per year, along with his special appearances on TV to build up towards pay-per-view matches, with Brock Lesnar being paid extremely well at over $10 million per year, so Brock is not going anywhere. However, the real interesting bit of information is regarding Vince's rumored plan for Brock Lesnar once the Beast Incarnate returns to WWE, because while many believe that if Lesnar did return, he would set his sights on Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, and the Universal Championship over on SmackDown, but shockingly enough, one of our sources has mentioned that once Lesnar returns, he will actually be joining the Raw brand on his own without Paul Heyman, and seeking revenge on Drew McIntyre for ending his reign as WWE Champion at WrestleMania 36, with Lesnar reportedly set to win back his WWE title in early 2021, with WWE then apparently planning a huge Brock Lesnar vs Keith Lee storyline for WrestleMania 37, in which Keith would win the WWE title from Lesnar at next year's Showcase of the Immortals. With Randy Orton's feud with Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship reportedly set to simmer down in the coming weeks, many fans have questioned what the WWE have planned for Randy Orton for the rest of 2020 and into next year as well, with most fans wondering if WWE have simply decided to pull the plug on Randy Orton's latest revitalized run, especially considering Randy Orton has failed to win the WWE title from Drew McIntyre. However, there is some good news to share where the Viper is concerned, because apparently the current plan Vince is considering to move ahead with where Randy Orton is concerned will see Randy Orton get drafted over to SmackDown as one of the first draft picks for the Blue brand, and while it's likely that Orton will still be facing Drew McIntyre at Hell in a Cell 2020, which is technically after the draft occurs, Randy would not be winning the title, and after this match, it would signal the end of Randy Orton's involvement with Drew McIntyre and the rest of the Raw brand, with Randy officially becoming a member of the SmackDown roster. While we had reported in one of our last videos that there was a lot of uncertainty where Edge is concerned in WWE, a new backstage rumor has revealed that Vince is secretly planning for Edge to return to WWE in late 2020 and join the SmackDown brand, with Edge reportedly set to return as a heel and forgive Randy Orton for his antics during their feud earlier in the year, with Randy Orton and Edge set to bring back the rated RKO tag team as heels, and this is apparently because of the fact that Vince feels the tag team divisions in WWE are very weak right right now, and needs some much needed life and star power, and McMahon feels rated RKO could certainly add some legitimacy to the tag team division on SmackDown, while also giving both Randy Orton and Edge a big storyline to work with for the foreseeable future. There has been a lot of speculation recently regarding John Cena's future in WWE, because for those of you unaware, there have been many rumors going around that John Cena could be returning to WWE very soon, and that Cena's in-ring career is far from being over and done with. The last time fans have seen John Cena in WWE was back at WrestleMania 36, where Cena was defeated by the Fiend Bray Wyatt in their Firefly Funhouse match. As most of you are likely aware, WWE have continued to push the storyline that no superstar is the same after coming face to face with the Fiend Bray Wyatt, and if a new intriguing rumor proves to be true regarding a big plan for John Cena when he returns in the near future, it looks as though fans may finally get to see a version of John Cena that few believed we would ever get to see. According to this new rumor, Vince is currently contemplating the idea of having John Cena return to WWE in late fall 2020 as a heel, with the underlying storyline here being that The Fiend basically altered John Cena's personality after their Firefly Funhouse match, and Cena would now be taking on a very heelish personality and style, very comparable to the new Roman Reigns, with one source mentioning that this new heel John Cena would be featured on the Raw brand throughout the rest of the year and into next, with Vince planning for this new heel John Cena to put over an up-and-coming babyface superstar at WrestleMania 37, although in the meantime, fans would be treated with a version of John Cena that most have only dreamed would end up becoming a reality. Along with Randy Orton, one of the huge rumored WWE Draft picks in 2020 for Friday Night SmackDown is reportedly going to be Seth Rollins. For those of you unaware, Seth Rollins' feud with the Mysterio family and Murphy is going to be coming to an end very soon, as Vince apparently believes that Seth Rollins is very much in need of a fresh start and career resurgence on SmackDown, where it is rumored that Seth Rollins will be turning back into a babyface on the Blue brand, and as you would likely expect, one of our sources has mentioned that the new babyface Seth Rollins will be a big feud or rivalry for the new heel Roman Reigns as we close out 2020 and begin the new year, with one rumor even revealing that Seth Rollins will actually be winning the Universal title in fluky fashion from the heel Roman Reigns in late 2020, with this big title change likely occurring on an episode of SmackDown in December 2020 to try and increase the show's ratings with a seemingly random yet huge moment to give some unpredictability to WWE. Although it is likely that Reigns would reclaim the title after the fluke title loss at the next pay-per-view event, which in all probability would be the 2021 Royal Rumble event.